know whether I've tackled this in the slightly wrong way, but I've kind of really talking about the concept of citizenship. And so here you go. So the ideal of citizenship has always inspired me, because to me it seems to call us to be the best version of ourselves, and because it offers us the best possible version of what it means to be an equal, because being a citizen means being equal and different, and that seems rather groovy to me. Citizenship is a word that reminds us that we can only exist as a full human being if we take an active part in creating the community within which we live. We are social beings, and the best kind of society is one that supports our equal citizenship. It is an ancient ideal, even older than the Latin word for citizenship, the word we get our word citizenship from, civitas, a word which describes both the citizen and the whole community of citizens. The ancient Greeks valued this ideal, and the ideal of citizenship inspired forms of democracy that in many respects we've still not been able to replicate today. In fact, the Greeks would not call the UK a democracy. The technical name for our kind of society is an oligarchy. The ideal of citizenship can also be found in the Bible. Leviticus demands, if one of your countrymen becomes poor and is unable to support himself among you, help him as you would help an alien or temporary resident so that he can continue to live among you. Or in other words, we're under a fundamental obligation to ensure everyone can live as a full member of the community, equal in dignity. This ancient understanding was that everyone should be treated as an equal. Today, of course, some governments are happy to create hostile environments for refugees, for disabled people, and for anyone in poverty. And these powerful words and ideals turn out to be rather corruptible. Words and ideals do not defend themselves. It requires work to maintain the integrity of our ideals. Today, some politicians and leaders want to divide us, and so they treat citizenship like a special badge or passport to be restricted only to a special few. But if we think citizenship just means passport citizenship, then we don't really understand what citizenship means. Our equality, our rights, and our responsibility to play a full part in the community continues to exist, whatever any politician or any government says. Citizenship comes first, government comes second, for it's meant to serve us, the citizens. Others want to use citizenship to rank us. First-class citizenship for the best of us, second-class citizenship for the rest of us. As Steph Benstead describes in her recent book, Second-Class Citizens, hey, I bring props to my talk, many disabled people today know that society has started to systematically attack and control them. If you're not careful, the danger is the wrong people get to decide what citizenship means, who gets the best deal, and who sits at the bottom of the pile. Citizens are equal. No ranks, no classes. We're all the same and we're all unique. And each of us must make our own unique contribution to our shared community. The ideal of citizenship appeals to me as a philosopher because it shows us how we can be truly equal. But citizenship is also a really practical ideal, and it offers a really practical set of things to work on together. Several years ago, I started helping people with learning difficulties to regain their place in the community after many years living in institutions. And over the years, and with the help of friends like Wendy Perez, I've tried to describe some of the basic building blocks from which everyday citizenship is constructed. We found that there are 7 keys to citizenship. Second prop. And these are meaning, having a sense of purpose, awareness that you have something to offer, freedom, the freedom to pursue your plans, to give life to your dreams, money, having enough to give you independence and the foundation for a life of your own. Help, giving it and getting it, working with others to make the changes you want to see. Home, a place of your own, within the community, a place of welcome and a place of retreat. Life, contributing, working, enjoying, having fun, doing all the things that community has to offer. And finally, love, relationships of warmth and kindness from friends, from family and partners. When springing people from hospitals, this framework proved very useful, not just in reminding us of the important problems we had to solve, like how to get the right home, but also in helping people see the interconnection between the keys. For the right home will also be the home that enables people to live with meaning, with freedom, with money, with help, with life, with love. We might call this framework a good life or the good life, but in the end, as philosophers like Aristotle noticed, if you try to describe the good life, then you'll end up needing to describe something a lot like citizenship. Today, I think we should understand citizenship first, not from the perspective of the powerful, but from the perspective of those who face the reality of exclusion. I think the keys to citizenship is an emancipatory conception of citizenship, and I think we should often find that it is those who the powerful think should be excluded from citizenship, like the refugee, or those they deem less important, like people with learning difficulties, who are the ones who are actually living as true citizens. It is they who know what is truly meaningful. It is they who know the value of freedom, the need for economic security, the power of mutual assistance, of helping each other out, the need for a home of your own, the joy of community life, and the absolute importance of love. This week I was with one group that inspires me with its understanding of citizenship, PFG Doncaster, a group of peer supporters who have been helping each other since 2010 and have been successfully challenging, teaching and realising and realigning their relationship with local public services. So I wrote this poem for them and I read it at their poetry night last night, but I thought I'd read it for you too. So it's called Our Citizenship. If they tell you you don't belong to their club, their class, their country, then remember that we all long for more than hollow spaces and empty boxes. Don't feel small because some small man tries to make himself feel bigger by clinging to some flag, by claiming their father's victories and denying their father's sins. We liberate ourselves when we see that we belong right here, right now, amongst those who found us. Our citizenship begins the moment that we claim it. Don't let it be defined by those seeking to deny it. Let no club, no class, no country divide or categorize you. We are citizens of every place where and when we start to build it. Our little lives burn brightest when love and fellowship unite us. So local area coordination certainly seems to me to be closely aligned with the work of enabling everyone to live a life of citizenship. The model seems to bring to life citizenship in at least two critical ways. First, help is given as an act of love, uncomfortable as that may sound in our bureaucratic age. It is an act of love because it's open. It seeks to build a meaningful relationship of trust in order to help people find their own path. And that is the work of love. And second, help is given from within the community and it seeks to strengthen the community. People are not to be exported into service land. They are not products, they are not commodities. We are citizens, or if not, we are at least citizens in waiting. Another important word for me, and Angela said the same word, is inclusion. Inclusion describes a goal for any community inspired by love. Inclusion is the word chosen by such great leaders as John O'Brien, Meth Blount, Jack Pierpoint, Judith Snow, and Marsha Forrest. It was these activists who inspired me at the beginning of my adult life. A citizen is perhaps just the name for a human being who understands the value of inclusion and chooses to act so as to make inclusion real. Today, I hope we can pass these ideas and ideals on to a new generation. If you want to join us, then also join the global movement we're creating to make inclusion real for everyone, Citizen Network, which is working to create a world where everyone matters. As Eddie says, it's great to see innovations like local area coordination develop with integrity, and a more global community can help us to separate the true meaning of things from toxic or immature government policy. I'd like to thank Eddie, Ralph, and the Local Area Coordination Network for working to develop these ideas in this spirit of equal citizenship. And amongst many questions, I have this one. Local area coordination and many good initiatives work best at the level of neighbourhoods. Yet in most communities, there are no structures, and certainly no democratic structures, to really help us act as citizens, to think, to decide, and to act together. It is for this reason that we've recently launched the movement for neighbourhood democracy. So my question is, isn't it time for us to demand and to create a meaningful shift towards truly local democratic power? Thank you.